Round and colorful ceremony. The official flag-off of the Apc Governorship campaign for Renewed Hope 2023 took place today at the Dan Anyiam Stadium, Owerri, the Imo State capital. The event was a significant milestone for the political landscape of the state, drawing a massive crowds of supporters and political enthusiasts across the 27 local government areas of Imo. Gubernatorial candidate for Renewed Hope 2023, His Excellency Senator Hope Uzodimma, accompanied by the Vice President, Senator Kashim Shettima, his running mate, Lady Ekomaru, and APC governors and officials of the National Working Committee of the party, arrived at the campaign venue amidst cheers and enthusiastic chants from a sea of supporters and party faithfuls. The event featured a wide array of cultural displays, musical performances and dances from support groups. Prominent political figures, including party stalwarts, former governors and lawmakers, graced the occasion with their presence, showing the support for the Renewed Hope 2023 campaign. The Renewed Hope campaign is expected to intensify in the coming weeks as Senator Hope Uzodimma and his running mate crisscross the states, engaging with voters and sharing their vision for renewed hope in Imo State. The campaign's official flag-off marks the beginning of the race for the governorship position in Imo State, and political atmosphere is charged as election draws nearer, and the people of Imo State will ultimately be happy in voting Senator Hope Uzodimma back in office in November 11 gubernatorial election in the state. In his speech, Senator Hope Uzodimma outlined his vision for Imo State for the second term, promising to bring a renewed hope, greater positive change, economic growth, and improved governance to the people. He emphasized the need for unity and cooperation among Imo citizens.
Your Excellency, the Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, who is here in dual capacity to represent the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the leader of our great party. Distinguished Senator Kashim Shettima, GCON, our able Vice President, produced by our great party. Your Excellency, the National Chairman of the largest party in Black and White Africa, Abdullahi Ganduje, original. Your Excellency, my dear wife, Barrister Mrs. Chairman Uzodimma. In the mind of His Excellency, mentioning the Your Excellency, the Chairman of Imo State Governorship Campaign Council, National, Senator Prince Bassey Otu, the Governor of Cross River State. Permit me to at the same time, to recognize Your Excellencies, the Governor of Lagos State, the Governor of Sokoto State, the Governor of Jigawa State, the Governor of Ebonyi State, the Governor of Benue State, the Governor of Ogun State, the Governor of Yobe State, my personal consultant. all the progressive governors that are here today, the Deputy Governor of Imo State, Professor President Njoku, the Speaker, Honorable Tiko Lembe, leaders and members of our great party, permit me to observe all the protocol for want of time. Ladies and gentlemen, we give God the glory and we thank Almighty God for making today possible. APC, as you know, is the party to beat in Imo State. APC, as you know, has come together to provide a better guidance and direction for our people. We are here to flag off officially the campaign for the November 11, 2023 governorship election. To the glory of God, our great party presented me as their candidate. I have no doubt in my mind that every living soul in Imo State who was here when we came in by January 2020, who is objective and honest, will quickly tell anybody who cares to know that the Imo State we met in 2020 is no longer the same Imo State of today. A lot of remarkable improvements have been made in virtually all the sectors of the economy and politics. I will not be contradicted if I say that life has become more meaningful to our people. We have rescued our state from the infrastructural decay we make on ground. We have repaired and recognized this medical sector. We've repaired and recovered the education sector. We've done a lot of jobs. I'm aware that the people seated here today came on their own because you requested me not to send money for mobilization. I want to thank all of you for this organic audience that we are addressing today. I want to thank you for your commitment. I will not speak for myself, but you have told me times without number that 4 plus 4 is 8. So if 4 plus 4 is 8, means it is done. I want to thank you for the support, and I want to assure you that I will not take your support for granted. I will improve on the performance. I will do better than I have done. And by the grace of God, we will have a new Imo State where equity, justice, transparency will be the order of the day. With our brothers keepers, I call all the members of our party and those of the Labour Party, PDP, other small parties that they have become that are also in this stadium to show the leadership of APC that they have become to get ready and let the elections come and speak before the national leadership of our great party. We shall deliver, and we shall deliver 4 plus 4. I'm assuring on your behalf the leadership of our party that come November 11th, APC will carry the day. We are committed to good governance. We are committed to loyalty to the party. We are members as leaders of the establishment. We cannot do much without the support of federal government. We have seen the need to be part and parcel of the national polity. Imo State is leading the zone to ensure that Southeast will go to the national polity. And what is good for other states and other zones will also come to Southeast. On behalf of myself, the government and people of Imo State, I once more welcome the Vice President and the national leadership of our great party. We will see them, and I want to thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And thank you so much indeed. Your Excellency, Vice President, Your Excellency, the Governor of Imo State, Dr. Uzodimma, Your Excellencies, several governors from different parts of Nigeria, north, south, east, west, who are here present, our great national chairman and members of the NWC. Hello. I feel very privileged, Your Excellency the Vice President, to be invited to say something. 4 years ago, we were here. Then I was national chairman. I promised the people of Imo State that by their name we shall know them. When the father born a child and he called the child hope, and the moment when you were in doubt, you needed hope. And I told you, if you are not hope, hope will be back to the land of Imo State. Today, I am proud as a witness to all the renewed hope in the area of infrastructure, road construction, healthcare system, educational improvement, technical skills, commercial rights, everything you can think of. Hope for the great people of Imo State. Today, in the presence of the Vice President and all our great governors, and in line with the personal choice of our slogan by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, you now have not just hope. We want to walk in the second term to renewed hope. Renewed hope in roads, renewed hope in healthcare, renewed hope in water supply, renewed hope in job creation, renewed hope in all of those things that we translate to improve quality of life for the greatest people in this part of the world, the people of Imo State. Imo Gwenu! Imo Gwenu! The Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Senator Kashim Shettima, GCON. Your Excellency, the Chairman of the greatest party in Africa, Aguna Chamber 1 of Igbo land, His Excellency Governor Ganduje. Let me quickly recognize the man of the moment, Your Excellency Governor Uzodimma, and your very beautiful and honored wife. Apc! Your Excellency the governors, I think on this podium we have almost all the governors of the Apc state that are present here, and even the past governors. Your Excellency the Deputy Governor of Imo State, members of the National Working Committee of our great party, honorable ministers that are here, members of the National Assembly, State Assembly, the Speaker of the Imo State House Assembly, and of course all the members. Permit me to key into the already established protocol. I want to, on behalf of the members of the Campaign Council of Imo State, welcome Mr. Vice President and all his entourage and all those who have made it I was here, I was dwelling on some few principles. The first one was to retain hope. The second one was to renew hope. And the third one was to re-elect hope.
Yes, sir.
APC! Today, even though my speech is going to be very short, I want us to dwell on regain hope. And I say this on authority because the only way you can assess or measure the growth of an entity, especially a subnational like this, is when there is sustainability. We have seen development in leaps and bounds. Last time I was here, I was able to enumerate to you the federal presence that has shown up in this state, courtesy. Imo State being in APC. In order to sustain all these gains and build on more, Imo and Imo lights. Like I also say, that when all is lost, hope remains the only passion. I want to let you know that in order to sustain what is happening, the revolution in terms of development that is taking place in Imo State, we don't have any other option. And looking at the faces of fellow Igbo-lites and Nigerians in this field today, I know that this election is won. But for Uzodimma, you don't have an opponent. You don't have anybody challenging you. So, you're going almost on the ball. We are not going to rest on our hearts. We are still going to work from word to word and to every local government. Go and spread the news that Regain Hope is ready to take Imo to the next level. Imo, I did not come alone. I came with a very strong delegation from Prince Bassey Otu and the South South. For want of time, I would have called all of them to come and say, Imo, Newo. But I want to tell you that we are with you in this election. Come November 11th. Come November 11th. Come November 11th. I think Nigeria is going to hear that something great has happened in Imo State. Confirm. Your Excellency the Vice President, when you go back, please tell our Commander-in-Chief that Imo is in the pocket of the district. And that we are ready to support the federal government on all the programs that is ongoing. And that all that Imo people will be looking for is more presence, more progress. The Okuta Navy installation should come on. All the rest of the infrastructures that are coming to them. The dredging of the Okuta Lake and everything, we want them to come to fruition. Thank you very, very much, and God bless you. Thank you. APC, now let me teach you how to answer me properly. When I say APC, you say renewed hope. APC, renewed hope. APC, renewed hope. One more time. APC, renewed hope. Your Excellency, the Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, distinguished Senator Kashim Shettima, Your Excellency, the Chairman of our great party, Governor Abdullahi Ganduje, Your Excellency, the man who we are gathered here for today, Chairman of the Progressive Governors Forum, the hope of the Southeast, Senator Hope Uzodimma and his beautiful First Lady, Your Excellency, all progressive governors that are here in their numbers this afternoon, Your Excellency, and former governors. Very particularly appreciate the former governor of Imo State and also the former governor of Edo State and former chairman of APC, Senator Adams Oshiomhole, all members of the National Assembly that are here present, members of the National Working Committee of our great party. Today, we are here in our numbers, in solidarity and support for the one and only hope of the Southeast. This is a man with a destiny, a man who assumed office at a time when Imo State truly desired that hope. Hope has performed in all sectors, both measurable and immeasurable. We can feel it. The excitement in Imo State is palpable. I can see the joy in your faces. We have developed and performed in infrastructure. We see all the roads in Imo State. Am I right? We have performed in the health sector. We have performed in the education sector. In job creation, we see our student jobs. In youth development, he has excelled. When someone has performed that, what do? We brought him back. 4 plus 4. 4 plus 4. I want to thank His Excellency, the Vice President of the Federal Republic, who is here today representing His Excellency, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, His Excellency Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, for finding time to be here today to share with us and tell us that there is no vacancy in Imo State Government House. There is no vacancy. Imo State is an APC state. Any other party in Imo State is what? A counterfeit. Any other party is a counterfeit. Come March 11, come November 11, 2023, I want to enjoin you to go and pick up your voters cards. Those that don't have their voters cards, go and pick it up. And we will all march to the post that day. By the grace of God, many of us will be here with you. I may not be here because I will be in Kogi, but we will all be here with you. And at the end of that day, you will be shouting and singing, "We know, we know, Thank you very much for listening to me.
In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the merciful, Your Excellency, the Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, distinguished Kashim Shettima, GCON, Your Excellency, the Governor of Imo State, my brother, and also the incoming Governor of Imo State, my brother, Your Excellencies, the Executive Governors who are here with us, Your Excellency, the former governors, in particular, the former Governor of Imo State, my own brother, Rochas Okorocha, Your Excellency, of National Assembly and State Assembly for Imo State, young men and women who are here with us, members of the press, peace be upon you all. First of all, I have to thank the Vice President for having time to attend to this historic occasion. I have to thank the Governor of Imo State, our incoming Governor again, for providing good governance to the people of Imo State. We have seen the good developmental projects in terms of infrastructural facilities, in the areas of education, in the areas of health, areas of agriculture, and very importantly, in the area of security. I have to thank the Governor. You have started so many important projects for the good people of Imo State. You completed many of them. Many of them are ongoing now, and many are on the drawing board. Therefore, I urge the people of Imo State, in order to have continuity, we need to elect the same governor of Imo State. It is important because it has been a culture. When new government comes, it abandons the works of previous government. So we are urging you in our own case, in your own case, we need continuity. Continuity will lead to consolidation. Consolidation will lead to sustainability. Sustainability will lead to progress, and progress will lead to prosperity. So we urge you to vote for your own governor. According to the research, investigation, public opinion, we have found out that there is virtually one political party in Imo State. One political party, and you know, we urge you, this political party, you vote for hope. Will you vote for hope? Yes! If you will vote for hope, yes, you raise up your hand. Hey! Now, anybody who does not vote for hope is the alternative. That person is voting for hopeless. Can you vote hopeless? Hopeless? No. We thank you. Finally, looking at your faces, I say to you, peace be upon you all. Thank you and God bless.
Karibo, Karibo, Shettima, Karibo, Karibo, Shettima, Karibo.
This glorious flag, APC flag, glorious and victorious flag, to our flag bearer, the current governor of Imo State.
Vice President, thank you our national chairman, thank you for the Imo State! Imo State! Thank you the President of Imo State. Who's the man Monday? Thank you. Who's the man Monday? Thank you. Who's the man Monday? Who's the man Monday? Thank you. Now that the flag has been given, we are now set for the climax of this event. Your Excellency, the chairman of our great party, Dr. Abdullahi Umar Ganduje, CON, our chief host, Governor Uzodimma of Imo State, our executive governors from across the length and breadth of this nation, members of the National Assembly present here, the Speaker and members of the Imo State House of Assembly, members of the Federal Executive Council present here, our party leadership, members of the National Working Committee of the party, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Your Excellencies, I am here at the directive of my principal, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, to convey his best wishes and felicitation to the Governor of Imo State, Governor Uzodimma. I'm more than delighted to be here in Imo State, not just to clock up the campaign or the election of the governorship candidate of our great party, but also to physically meet the good people of Imo State. The President holds the people of Imo, and by extension the Imo, in the highest esteem. In his cabinet, right now, the Minister of Trade and Investment is an indigenous. The President has graciously appointed 3 indigenes of Imo State. My senior special assistant media, Stanley Okocha, is from Opala local government area here in Imo State. My senior special assistant, agriculture, business and productivity, Dr. Kingsley Uzodimma, is an indigene of Imo State. So also is my special assistant on public health, Uju Rochas Okorocha, is also an indigene of Imo State. Governor Uzodimma has done exceedingly well in terms of infrastructural development. He has built some of the state-of-the-art roads here in Imo State. For the purpose of consolidation and continuity, it's exceedingly important for the people of Imo to rally down this gentleman and get him re-elected to a second term. You may not appreciate him, but in the fullness of time, you will come to realize how important he is in the politics of Imo. The Igbos were described by the late Ali Mazrui as the Nigerian Jews, geographically mobile, economically enterprising, and educationally ambitious. But the Igbo cannot afford to play in the periphery of Nigerian politics.
That's correct.
Governor Uzodimma is at the vanguard of bringing forth Igbo into the mainstream of Nigerian politics. The good people of Imo, I have seen your faces. I have seen the faces of hope. I have seen the faces of resilience and determination. But mind you, Rome was not destroyed by outside invaders. Rome was destroyed by the complacency of the Romans. we cannot afford to be complacent on the 11th of next month. We should all come out in full force and re-elect our governor to another term of 4 years for him to complete his noble objectives for the people of Imo State. I want to reiterate that the President is solidly 1,000% behind Governor Uzodimma. We hold him in the highest esteem. I'll be coming back. We are coming back with Governor Kelly Hakim and my brother Oelia Rochas and I Okorocha. So I will rally around our people and get him re-elected. I want to thank you most sincerely on behalf of the President for coming out en masse and for giving us a very warm reception and an enthusiastic welcome. God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. God bless Imo State. God bless Governor of Uzodimma. Governor the national anthem.